Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Man United Agenda. And we are here tonight as we have the Europa League draw and Anthony Martial is out injured. Welcome to the channel. Hello, and we are back, and it is the Man United Agenda, and we are joined by a fabulous panel tonight. Bath time, sir. How are we doing? Is bath time there?
Okay, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you perfectly.
Sorry, I was just whinging about the state of my stomach, which wouldn't have been very interesting to anyone. Yeah, I'm a bit dodgy today, but as always, I'm delighted to be here with you, solo brush, and my first time with Matty, and I do apologise for being late.
Oh, that's okay. Don't worry. I was late. Don't worry about that. And Matty, one of our members, sir, how are you doing? So Matty's doing two shows. He's here and then he's at 10 o'clock as well. How are you feeling, Matty?
Oh, good day. Thanks. How's you, Soda?
Yeah. First time as well, Matt.
Yeah. Hopefully not the last.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. And if it's anything to go with Bath time's stomach, then...
Oh, it's not that
bad. And Brush, sir, welcome back. How are we doing?
Thank you. Thank you. It's been a brilliant week. I'm happy to be here.
Yep. I know why you're smiling. It's that win, isn't it? It's the win. It's still got us going, man. Still got us talking.
Yeah. I woke up with the biggest grin on Tuesday morning.
Well, I think all of us did, innit? And all the excuses piled in, innit? It was too windy or the pitch was too wet. One of Klopp's favourite lines. So, guys, we are here tonight and we are going to be discussing all things Europa League and also with the injured to Anthony Martial as well, or I like to call him Tony Martial. So before we go and we kickstart into the show, Bath Time is actually going to be doing the comments for us tonight. So I'm going to highlight them and Bath Time is going to do them for us, if that's okay, please.
Yeah.
So Brush is in two places. Same as Matt.
Yeah.
There you go, Matt. From Hill Brush.
All right, go, Paul. He says, evening all. Hi.
Oh, sorry, no.
1 minute late at Gavin Ward. We need that free membership.
You keep pushing about it, don't you, Gavin? You constantly keep pushing it.
Evening from a very hot Cyprus, Man United.
Oh, lucky for some. Yep. Where's our holiday?
It's calm. And he's saying big up all. I'd love to know what that picture is. Hi, Rich.
Big up, Rich.
Evening, lads. Omundi Juma's Thursday Night Europa is only around the corner.
Gavin Ward.
I can't do that. What up?
Okay. What's up? And Bill.
Evening all.
Brilliant. So, guys, we're going to kickstart the show, and obviously, I don't know how much of the Europa. I keep saying Champions League because it's painful being in the Europa League, isn't it? But it's a trophy. We need to win it. I've predicted right at the beginning of this season, before even any transfer came in, I think that's one trophy we could have won. I did predict it last season as well for us to win it, but unfortunately we didn't win anything whatsoever. So we are going to kickstart it and we're going to be looking at the draw for Manchester United. So I'm going to add this up here, guys, and let us know what your thoughts are on the Champions League. So Manchester United are in group, what group are we in? We're in Group E. We're joined with Real Sociedad, Sheriff, and I've never heard of that name in my life before, the last team. So Sociedad, Manchester United have played them on 4 different occasions. Is it 4? 5 different occasions, I believe it is. Drawn to 1-2 and haven't lost against them, I believe. I can't remember on the top of my head. So the last time we played them, I believe we beat them away from home 4-0, didn't we? And then we drew against them at Old Trafford 0-0. Can anyone remember that?
Yeah. I think Fellaini played. That's how long ago it was. I think Fellaini played.
SpongeBob played. Jesus, wow. Yeah. So going into the game as well, obviously, you know, the draw is there. How do you guys see us progressing through this group stage? Let's go to bath time.
I think quite a lot depends on the sort of prioritization that's going to come from Ten Hag. Like last season, you know, we're very, very close to winning it. It was an absolutely appalling David De Gea error that led to their goal. Poor distribution, free kick, really annoyed me. And with that in mind, it's whether like Ten Hag thinks I want to go full tilt for Champions League or I want a trophy, because we can't do both. Like the squad's too thin, as we're going to talk about later, and there's too many games. So I think that we might see the second stringers in Europe. So I'm not sure how far we'll get, but you know, everyone's talking about Garnacho and Zidane and like Robbie Savage and things. At least you'll get to see them.
Yeah,
that's what I reckon. What do you reckon, Brush?
Yeah. Go on, Brush.
I mean, like you, I do think we'll see a lot more of the youngsters and, you know, the B team play in the Europa League. But even so, I expect our lads, on paper at least, I expect them to make it through the group. I don't think you need the first team really until the latter stages. So it is a competition that I would like us to really go for. But again, it depends how things transpire in the league as well. It's one of those where we'll have to see how it goes and then weigh up our options to see which one would be the more viable of the two.
Yeah. And let's go to Matt. Matt, the guys are saying obviously probably putting the youth in to see a bit more of them. But to be honest with you, for me, a trophy is a trophy, and it's something we should be trying to go out and win. We haven't won nothing for a very long time now. Would you think we should, like what Bath Time said about prioritizing, or should we try to get the Champions League and also try to win this trophy?
No, we should definitely try to win it. When you look at all the teams in there, there's no standout team that you look at and go, they've got a better starting 11. Maybe Arsenal. Apart from that, we should be beating all of these teams, even if we mix some of the youngsters in. When you look at the quality of our squad compared to some of them, no, we've got much better squads. Real Sociedad, probably the hardest team we're going to face in this group. They've just sold their best player to Newcastle for 58 million. The next best player is David Silva, who's 35. Yeah, we should be comfortably getting through that group, even playing youngsters in the majority of the games. Sheriff, the only thing I know about Sheriff is to beat Real Madrid 2-1. I think it was a couple of years ago.
I think they beat didn't they beat Real Madrid, and they also beat
Inter Milan.
Milan, and also Dynamo Zagreb or something like that as well. They beat.
So they're no pushovers. You can't just go into it thinking, these are nobodies. You have to take them serious.
I think Ten Hag will take them seriously, but we still should be beaten. And when you look
absolutely.
When you look at the quality of not just Sheriff, but a lot of the teams, the only team in there that should really give us trouble is probably Arsenal. Apart from that, every team in there is beatable for us, even if we mix some of the youngsters in. As long as we play a few experienced players with the youth, we should be beating them. We've got a much better overall squad.
Yeah, I know you're saying that with that, Matt, but today as well, I don't know how true the reports are, but apparently because of the injury crisis at Manchester, I don't know what injury crisis there is, or the thinness of the squad, they're talking about the likes of Phil Jones will still be there. Wan-Bissaka won't be leaving. I believe that altogether there's about 3 players that they've said today, reported, that won't leave Manchester United. Could this be these players, what we're saying about the senior players, Brush, going in and actually playing with the youngsters in this competition?
I mean, when was the last time we saw Phil Jones? He's had, 2 games in the last 2 years? I don't know how much we can really rely upon him. Some of those players, the only reason they're still here is because they can't find a move. And I think that's what Ten Hag was touching on today. So, yeah, we'll have to wait and see what happens. Martial again is out. So, again, we're very short up front. We'll have to just wait and see what happens on deadline day. Looking at this group as well, like Matty said, like on paper, the only ones I'm really looking at the moment are like Arsenal and Roma maybe. But obviously with this competition, you have to wait till the Champions League group round is done as well and see who drops down into this. So that might spice things up a bit. But then again, having said that, last year, you know, we saw the likes of Barcelona and Dortmund drop into this, and then, you know, it didn't work out the way they thought it would.
Yeah, and again, I was going to go to Bath Town now. Bath Town with it as well. The likes of like Brandon Williams, Phil Jones, and also Twanzebe as well. Staying, sort of, it just probably showed that probably with Ten Hag, this is probably his thinking behind it.
I'd actually have to agree with Brush, to be honest. Ten Hag is a shopaholic, and he like will pay any money for anything. 90 million for Anthony is nonsense. So like it is. So like when he's like, if there's an opportunity for Wan-Bissaka or Phil Jones to go to pastures new, I can't believe that Ten Hag is saying, do you know what? We've got a really tough away match at Ayia Napa, and we need like Phil Jones to come in and make sure Garnacho doesn't like absolutely lose it, because that's where Ammonia is. It's next to Ayia Napa, which is a popular resort for young men in this country. Benidorm's better, to be honest. But like, I would love to see Phil Jones and the kids out in Europe. I mean, like, Brush asked when Phil Jones last play. He got 45 minutes against Liverpool under Ragnick last season, and apparently went absolutely mental in the dressing room at half time because Ragnick hauled him off instead of Maguire. So, like, I don't know how helpful any of that is, Solo. I've kind of forgotten the question, but I don't think that these lads. I don't think there's been a decision that we should hang on to Twanzebe, we should hang on to Jones, we should hang on to Aaron Wan-Bissaka. I think it's market forces, and there's no force in the market.
Absolutely. If there's any viable chance that we could get rid of the Deadwood, we absolutely should take it.
Always believe in Phil Jones.
And super chat here. Thank you, Cosman. This is your one bath time.
Anthony gave an interview to Fabrizio Romano on YouTube. Did he? Like,
I don't know. Apparently so. But Cosman, thank you so much, and thank you for the super chat as well. Thank you. So let's do that then. So all right then. So looking at the groups, I know we're talking about obviously how many teams are here. That Manchester United, probably we're looking at the Arsenal. You'll even look at Roma as well. I think Roma's done really well in the transfer window also. And you remember you got Jose Mourinho, that it's going to be a very difficult. So their group there, I think they've got Betis really as probably the hardest within that group. So I'm expecting Roma to get through that group quite easily, which will be a threat for us. Lazio, you got Lazio as well in that as well. So Matt?
Yeah, I look at Roma. They've got Jose, he's a winner, but quality-wise, we're better. And I think Eric, with the squad, especially if you can get in a few more players, we should be looking to progress in this competition seriously. And we won a trophy. I don't know why we can't prioritise this as a trophy we go for. I understand we're going to get teams dropped down from the Champions League. Now, but even then, there's a reason they dropped down. And you look at the quality in the Champions League and look at the Europa League last year, Barcelona dropped down and they got knocked out by Eintracht Frankfurt, if I'm not mistaken, who went on to win the competition. And so I'm looking at it. We should be looking to do bits in this. I would prioritise this and probably the league as the two major competitions.
Yeah, I'll probably agree with you as well there. It's almost like prioritising, well, not prioritising, but what is it, Thursday to Sunday games, most of the games going to be now. And it seems for me, as much as we say Arsenal is there, I don't know if their squad is big enough to cope with Europa League. And I don't know what your thoughts on this, Brush, but it seems that every time they're in Europe, they struggle massively, Arsenal does.
Yeah, and you've seen that in some of the transfer activity they've done as well. They've tried to add squad depth. We'll have to really, wait and see how they get on. That is the big ask of them this season. Can they do what they did last season in the league, as well as compete in this competition?
Yeah. I'm trying to see in here, guys, on here, without looking at the bigger clubs, Bath Time, what team in this group stage so far you think would sort of like be a surprise package to get through to probably say the quarterfinal or something like that?
I have absolutely no idea, Solo, because I don't really watch any football outside of like the Premier League. So I know that's not helpful. I would have to say that looking at all the teams there, and I know this wasn't asked, I would think that Roma are probably favourites for this, as we've seen that Jose will sacrifice the league position for a trophy. But for Manchester United, the league is our bread and butter, and to get the players that we need Champions League football, and I think we'll concentrate on the league. But for a random team, I'll go with Zurich.
Zurich. Wow. Matthew?
My random team, I'll go with Dynamo Kiev. Not many people know about them because of where they play within the world, and nobody really looks at that league or the football, but they do have some decent players over there, and they're not a team to be underestimated. I think most of the other teams, we kind of know what to expect from them and know what quality and what level they're at.
Yeah. I'm trying to look on here and I'm trying to think, because the way I look at it is like the Spanish team on sort of, apart from Sevilla, which is in the Champions League, I'm expecting them to get knocked out and come down into this group as well. And for me, they are a dangerous team. And the reason why is almost like they know how to win this competition. Tottenham, I've thought sort of within the Champions League, Tottenham will drop down as well, but I can't see Tottenham dropping down because they've got a very easy group as well. I believe they will get through to the next round, so I can't see them dropping down. But if I was to pick a team from here, I would say, so I think I probably would have to say agree with Bath Time really and truly and say like Roma if they were going to go on to do it. Now I have to, because Lazio, I can't see what Lazio is going to do with, Lazio will be the next team. Sociedad, we can't write them off at all. They're a decent team, but it's one of those ones where, like what Bath Time said, I don't really and truly watch a lot of these teams. I used to watch Italian football back in the 90s, but that's all I can tell you. Spanish a little bit, but yeah, not much when it comes to like the Turkish league as well. So, guys, 20 in the chat. If you're new to the channel, give us a subscribe. If you're not new, just give us a like. And Bath Time, we're going to go through some of these comments. So I'll see what I can highlight. Okay. I see what I can highlight. 1 second. Let's go back to some of the comments. I should have been highlighting as I'm going along, but I wasn't, to be honest with you. So let's see if there's anything here reasonable we can discuss. And we were talking about on Monday about the Champions League. There's one from Mr. Rebel.
Rebel says that there's a potential banana skin with Sheriff taking a few scalps in the Champions League, so they did. We won't be winning anything without a few more signings. So capitalism from Rebel there. Buy him stuff. Column, don't panic. We're going to win the Europa, the FA, the Carabao and the League. Maybe not all this season, but we're going to win them all.
Oh, we're going to win
it. Laughing emoji. Europa League is a fantastic competition. Looking forward to watching two teams I've never seen live. Sheriff, the team that beat Madrid.
And then these guys are all talking about Ajax, and no need to read those out yet. We're talking about that, about the teams dropping out champion.
Yeah, more worried about the teams drop out of the Champions League. Still a bullshit formula, in my opinion. We're scared of Glasgow Rangers. And Rebel is, don't forget, Matt, there'll be a few big teams dropping down from the Champions League, which will increase the difficulty of competition. So there you go, Matt. Any reply?
Yeah. Look at that season. Barcelona dropped down and Frankfurt knocked them out. No,
didn't they go on to win it, Frankfurt? They did, didn't they?
On penalties.
Yeah. But back on, they still won it. At the end of the day, it's about winning the competition. No, in 20 years' time, you won't say they won it on penalties. You'll just say they won the Europa League that season. On the trophy.
On penalties.
There's that one from Olakunde, the Liverpool supporter of Finest.
Yeah, lol. Ajax pulling United's pants down. Christ, bestie G. LFC does Hive United fans bravery. Am I having a stroke, or is this what I'm seeing on my screen? Bestie LF. Okay. Thinking you are going to be doing things. Sorry, I don't speak gibberish, Ola. Don't be counting your chickens in this group. Unlike the Champions League, 90% of teams are at the same level. Fabrizio Romano has just released an exclusive video about Anthony. Apparently, he's been wanting to leave since February. Ajax seems to have bottled this one. I think 90 million's already too high.
This one here, Bath Time, you said it earlier about the Phil Jones situation about Man United. And I think this is probably the reason, because there was rumours of him going to America. But I think his wages is so high. And I believe he's still got about, is it 2.5 years still left in his contract at Manchester United?
I don't know. I think we should just accept the fact that he's there for life. Just doing odd bits and pieces. Jones. He might be helping out the dinner ladies. He might be mowing the lawn. He might be Fred the Red. He might be the guy that hands Fletcher his chewing gum.
Rush, that is so disrespectful to a man who has given his body to the club, has put himself on the line. If we had a team of 11 Phil Joneses, we'd have won the league by now. Yeah.
Listen, I just hope that he's getting his coaching badges. I've just accepted the fact that he's there now.
I just hope he's having a nice time and resting on his laurels and enjoying himself. As someone who gave everything for the club, which you rarely see anymore.
Well, at least he's not getting caught out in Burger King in disguise, eating burgers when he shouldn't be.
Who was that?
There's a player who got caught out recently in Burger King, a United player.
Is it Luke Shaw?
Of course.
Oh, he loves it. What a whopper.
Brilliant.
Kylo 2000. Am I sorry?
Yeah, go on.
I'm on quite a lot of medication. Avad. Besides, Phil holds the number 4 T-shirt, which should belong to Varane. That is heresy. Varane's been at the club 5 minutes. Phil Jones has been there almost 10 years. It's his shirt. Always believe in Phil Jones.
Yeah. And then this is old school. I think he's talking about teams to look out for.
Oh, I thought he was talking about my medication.
So he's got that one.
Union Berlin. PSV.
Now this has to be a wind-up.
Malmo.
Has to be a wind-up. Absolute wind-up. Steve H.
I'm not reading that. Roma and Monaco.
Okay. And then there is everyone's laughing about the Phil Jones situation. Can have a look at that one. Sorry guys if I'm missing comments out. I'm just going through loads.
Okay, so this is quite good, this one. I think that this is from the Anthony Fabrizio Romano interview. He says, I hope Ajax fans understand me, because the future for a football player is a totally uncertain thing, and the opportunities can be unique.
That's a good call.
Really, I'd be livid if imagine if Ronaldo said that about going sporting or something. The opportunities can be unique.
Well, at Ronaldo his age now, everything's unique, man. He's a GOAT. So that's it. He's done everything he has to do for Manchester United. But I understand what he's saying. Anthony's still young, 23 years old, and sort of want to go on to other challenges as well. So I think if he wants to go, I think the club now is putting a price tag on his head, which obviously is not realistic. Price tag. What do you reckon? Well, we're not going to talk about it. We can't talk about it apparently. So yeah, let's not talk about the Anthony one. So guys, if you're new, 28 in the chat, if you're new to the channel, please give us a like, share, and subscribe. And we are going to talk about Tony Martial now. So this one here is a quote that Bath Time is going to be absolutely so kind in reading out for us.
Okay. Anthony Martial will miss Manchester United's trip to Southampton after picking up an Achilles injury in the win over Liverpool, meaning Cristiano Ronaldo could return. Martial impressed as a second-half substitute in Monday's win at Old Trafford, setting up Marcus Rashford for United's second goal. The 26-year-old was returning from a hamstring injury picked up during pre-season, but is now set to sit out once more, with Erik ten Hag hopeful he will return in time to face Leicester City next Thursday. Anthony Martial is not fit, he said. He came out with a problem on his Achilles. Out of the game. We have to wait. I cannot tell the prognosis. I hope he will be available for the next game. Although Martial will not travel to St Mary's, new signing Casemiro is available for selection following the completion of his £60 million move from Real Madrid. Ten Hag questioned his squad's mentality and pride in the aftermath of their humiliating defeat to Brentford, but believes that the mood at Carrington has improved after picking up their first points of the Premier League season against Liverpool.
Thank you for that. Now, going to kickstart with Matt. Obviously, Martial came on second half substitute for Manchester United against Liverpool. And I thought to myself, some of the passes, some of the runs he'd done and the dribbles he'd done was effortless. Is this a thing now for Martial? He's going to be very unlucky because obviously the rumors still circulating regarding Ronaldo leaving Manchester United. For now, if we were to get another striker to come in and almost like, again, not take his place, but the salt will probably come on again. So is this a case that he needs to probably... I know injury, you can't stop injury, but probably looking after your body a little bit better to prevent certain injuries.
Yeah, definitely. But it's always had injury issues. And on the basis Ronaldo's looking to leave, he needs to get a striker in anyway. So why not just try and look at getting a second choice striker in and allow Martial to be the first choice striker? But then again, there's an issue because you look at the forward market, there's not that many good options available, and you've also got to look at the price tag and how much we've got within the transfer budgets. I'm not sure what the transfer budget is. It seems to be changing with how we're going about our deals nowadays. Now, if anything had last 2 weeks to go by, next week's going to be an utter madness, especially Thursday, deadline day. With Martial, I think if you can get a backup striker and allow him to be number one and allow him to thrive properly, and if he looks after himself, he can do bits. He's a good player. He needs to change his attitude and he needs to start looking after himself better. There is a player in there somewhere. We've seen it on one season before. He's been mainly inconsistent here, which is disappointing. Because he's got the talent. He come in, decent price tag, and that 36 mil with add-ons, which at the time weren't too bad. I think if we can move Ronaldo one and then bring in a second choice striker, allow Martial to be first choice, that would be a good move. Rush?
I don't really have anything to add to this. There's a few certainties in life: death, taxes, and Martial being injured. It's a nonsense. We've been here time and time again.
Yeah, that's it.
In an ideal world, had we had a competent structure, we would have moved on from this guy a long time ago. And we're still here hoping.
Yeah. But don't you think as well, though, with Martial, sort of like some of his form he produced in pre-season, I know it's pre-season, but that's the only way you get your confidence from sort of having a sort of run of games. But don't you think he could probably do the job? Because he has scored, I think, as for us, I think, is it 22 goals in all competition?
Listen, he's got talent. He's got talent. That's the annoying thing about it. But what use is talent if you can only show it for half an hour every 6 months?
It's pointless.
Bath time?
Yeah, like, I love Brush.
Go on,
because,
Matt. Go on.
Oh, okay.
Bath time, you go.
You sure?
Yeah.
Well, I was going to say that I love Brush because on his Twitter profile it says like purveyor of positivity, and yeah, we rarely get anything positive about Brush. It's always a very morose view. Look, I'm a huge fan of like Anthony Martial. I think that when we've seen him play this season, We've seen how effective an organised forward unit can be in both defence and attack, and it paves the way forward for the sort of the transition that we need to go to as a club. He does have like ridiculous injury problems. It's like I saw this film once called like Unbreakable, and it had Samuel L. Jackson in it, and he was like literally made out of glass. And like whenever he fell over, he broke. And that's what it's like with Martial. We got Luke Shaw sneaking out to drive-throughs, like snacking up all the whoppers. And we just got Martial like falling over, breaking himself all the time. So we definitely need another forward, without question. But the thing is that we're not in a position, either with our transfer budget or with like our pool at the moment, to get anyone that's half good. So I would actually like to see either Youth or Rashford play up front and just get to the Champions League, and then we can buy someone good. That would be my take on it. Matty.
So Martial injured again. So Matt, who would you, as I know you said earlier, sort of like bring in someone as a second? Who, any ideas who you believe could come in? And I'm hoping you're not going to say one of these guys who's past it, like Manchester United always do. Every transfer window, he's bringing someone who's 35, 36 years old to basically try and fill the gap.
I mean, I've always said about Belotti, he's a free agent, but he's
going to Roma, Matty.
So there's the problem. We could have got him. He was a free agent for a long time, but for some reason, he was never on the club's radar. I think he would have offered us something different. And we did have interest in him. I think it was 2 to 4 years ago where we had a good season at Torino and we was quoted £86 million. And now we could have possibly got him for free as a backup striker. But as you just said, Bush, he's going to Roma, which is disappointing. And you look at the forward market, what options are realistically out there?
You know what's going to happen, don't you? In the 11th hour next week, we're going to end up back with Cavani.
Yeah.
Who's yet to find a club.
Yeah,
it's true.
The return of Cavani. What I would say.
Go on, Matt.
Since Eric agreed to take the manager's job at the club, there's been no planning on looking at what sorts of players he wants to bring in, and no looking what can we get these deals done quick, early and effectively. And you see the way we're going about our business now in the transfer window, and it's an utter mess. It's a mess. It seems to chop and change every week. We've linked with Arnautovic, a known racist. He's had 2 separate incidents of being a racist on a football pitch. Now we're looking to sign him, and through the fans, we luckily didn't sign him. It shows where this club is still at. Although on field we seem to be getting our act together, off field there's still a mystery of what's actually going on within the boardroom and within the running of the club, and who's making the decisions and how are they making them? How are they getting to set choices when it comes to bringing in players?
Brush, what sort of player and who would you think about you think the club could bring in to sort of like either second, or for me, I would say if we were to do it, I wouldn't even say bringing a backup. I'm a bit like you there, where bringing someone to challenge Martial for that number 1 spot, because everyone keeps saying about how terrible De Gea is, and we shouldn't bring a backup for De Gea. We should bring in someone to challenge. So why are we sort of splitting the rules by bringing someone to challenge De Gea, but we're not bringing someone to challenge Martial?
I mean, it's not much of a challenge if your competition's out injured half the year. It's again, we've left it late in the window. It's going to have to be a short-term solution, unfortunately, until you get the right structure in place and you can plan long-term and get the right signings. It shows as well our lack of planning, the fact that Ten Hag is the one that's choosing all the players that we're interested in, and everyone seems to have some kind of connection to the Dutch league or Holland at large, and there's nothing outside of that, which shows that the scouting network isn't where it needs to be. None of that's in place yet. Proper scattergun approach in the market. 1 week we're shopping in the bargain basement for the likes of Rabiot and Arnautovic. Next week we get Casemiro. It's all mad. Memphis Depay's move to Juventus has fallen through. So if there's a chance to get him, that might be a viable option. He can play across the front three. He'll have a point to prove as well, having previously flopped at United. He's a bit older now. Better than Cavani.
And
I mean, what more can I say?
again, with that as well, Bartime, a lot of people, Man United fans, basically got this whole thing with Depay, but I don't think he would have been a bad free transfer, though, would he?
I don't know. There's a very famous story about Depay where like Rooney was coming back from injury, and the pair of them had to play like in the under-23s for whatever reason, and Depay turned up in like a pink crocodile suit with like a sort of pimp hat and everything, and Rooney looked at him and thought, "You're never going to make it at Manchester United," and he's never really made it like at Barcelona either. So I don't know if that's the kind of option that we want. I can't lie. I don't know a huge amount about European football. I don't know what strikers are available and stuff like that because it's not my job. But with the fact that Ronaldo's been messing about all summer, I'd be very, very surprised if United don't have a list of strikers for around 25 million to go and get that would fit the bill. So I think that we just go and get one of them, and please not Cavani, please not bloody Jamie Vardy. Just get someone who's like under the age of 30 that is in functioning condition and doesn't wear like sort of reptilian fashion wear. Like
that last one's a big ask for.
I know.
it's a different era we're living in.
Yeah, like it's even worse. He had Predators on to really complete the
look. Guys, quick one. I'm going to throw out there. Ivan Toney. How much you reckon we could pick up Ivan Toney for? Because again, another player who I think probably could sit the Ten Hag system. And
considering he is their main striker, playing in the Premier League, and looking at the fees we're willing to give for the likes of Anthony, they're going to take us to the cleaners. Don't even go there.
It would be a minimum of 80 million solo.
Yeah.
This late in the window.
Bill said Pookie. Would anyone take Pookie? Matt?
No.
As a backup?
No. You can't have some standard. I mean, this is Man United. Pookie, no. Not quite good enough.
But we don't have a standard, Matt. You should know that.
I've had a few Pookies today. So I don't want any more.
It's one of the few occasions where I'd rather have Rashford up top.
Yeah. Like Rashford came out and said that he wants to play up top, didn't he, today?
Again, Tony, HE Gamer is saying here, how much is it?
75 million.
75. TalkMU is in the backstage, but he's getting his comments out as well.
Yeah, not going to happen, is it? Like Mitrovic, the Fulham target man. Like at this stage in the window, you can't go to like relegation threatened clubs and say, "We'd love your striker. Would you accept 20 million?" Because they'll just tell you to F off. Like it's not worth it financially. They don't have replacements. It's just like it's a nonsense. We've got to go to Europe.
Staying in the league is worth about 40 million to them. So already that's the minimum they would want to recoup.
It's 125, I think.
Oh wow.
What about for an option? On the basis we can't get another Foden and Ronaldo leaves, which is looking likely. What about using a false nine system? Eric knows how to use a false nine system. We've got two players who can play that role in Eriksen and Bruno. And we've got good wide inside forwards in Rashford, Sancho, Elanga, and who else we've been getting? We've been into Gakpo.
Well, the thing about that, Matt, is that like we've seen Eriksen false nine, and it was an unmitigated disaster. Like it's not his position. He was poor in it. Bruno, we all like Bruno, but he's not someone that you would associate with having a working brain. He's not good at getting at making space for others. He takes the space and he runs through. So and also I don't personally think that he's particularly good at like passing through the lines. Like he tries a lot of stuff all the time, but it rarely comes off. You've got Donny van der Beek, who's just not very good at football, to be perfectly honest with you. So I'm not sure if a false nine system works with our players. I personally wouldn't be against trying it, but I don't think that we have the personnel that would make us a top 4 team.
You've got to look at it from a multitude.
And that's the problem with it, though, Botham. It's about the strength.
It's about the strength of what? Of depth?
Go on, Matt.
No, you, Soda.
Solo lagging. All right, Matt, carry on.
As I was saying, you look
Is
at
it me lagging? Sorry, is it me lagging or is
Oh,
it...
for God's sake, yes.
Yeah, you just froze.
You're about 15 seconds behind everyone else.
Yeah, go on, Soda. You was going to say?
No, you carry on. I'm lagging. I'm trying to sort my laptop out. I'm lagging. You carry on, Matt.
You have to look at the options that are available. This right in the window, there's very little, and the money involved. I'm not sure what the transfer budget is. It seems to change each week with how we're going about our deals. So I'm proposing a false nine just as a viable option. I'm not saying I want it as a first choice option.
Yeah.
I'm trying to look at it from all aspects.
You see, one of the reasons, Matt, I don't think it's a good idea is not just because we don't have the personnel for it, but we've done a pre-season with the new coach without using like a false nine. So I think it'd be incredibly dangerous to just say like, look, we can't identify a target to play in our system that we think's good enough. So let's change the system and see if players that we have in the squad who don't play that position would be able to do it. It just doesn't make sense to me. But Brush, what do you think?
This is a question that I'd like to come back to at the end of the transfer window, where we can really get into it based on what options we have.
Now?
No.
Fair enough.
I just don't see the point in discussing something needlessly until we know if we get a striker coming in or not. If not, we'll touch on the false nine thing.
Yeah. So, guys, we are going to go through some more of the comments here. Let's get some up. I know I apparently am lagging, so apologies, guys. I don't know what's going on tonight. So we saw all those comments. This was one to Stephen. Where's Stephen gone? So there's this one here.
For what we're offering Anthony, we must be able to get a decent number 9.
I think the trouble is because of what we're offering for Anthony, every number 9 costs 50 million plus.
Yeah. It's
United tax. All United tax.
No, that's not United tax. That's pure stupidity.
It's just sheer incompetence is what it comes down to.
So a less quality version of SHAH, Vaughan. I love SHAH, and I'd take any version of him, to be honest. Aha!
And this was about the running of Manchester United.
Yeah. Manchester United is run like number 10 Downing Street. It's all over the place. Our scouting has been horrendous for a long time. Hello, Kay Slater. Love your work on EastEnders.
Okay, 1 second. And let's go to...
Fab interviewed Anthony and said he'd informed Ajax back in February that he wanted to leave in the summer. Anthony has said, Ajax, let me live my dream, like an Instagram post. What a loser. Omundi, good evening, panel and guys and girls in the comments.
And then Emma's in the building as well.
Stupidity is United tax.
You do have to question the professionalism of Anthony if these are the kind of statements he's making now. What's
100%.
to say in 3 years' time his dream doesn't become playing for Real Madrid?
Well, he's just a petulant child. Like, let me live my dream. You're a footballer playing for Ajax that
under contract that you signed. Nobody forced you to be there.
And they took him from Brazil, didn't they? He
Yep.
hasn't come from
Yeah,
like
they did.
Cadiz or somewhere like that. They've taken him from Brazil. I've been to Brazil, lovely place, but you wouldn't want to live there. And like they've got him into Europe, got him to be a Brazilian international, and he's going, do you know what, boys? You're getting in the way of my dreams. Like I think it's worrying, but on the other hand, I do sympathise that it's nonsense to turn down a 90 million pound bid for them. I don't know what is going on at Ajax, but being in Amsterdam, you can imagine what they're smoking.
There's
False 9 is a no for me. We need to go in for Belotti or sign the German Crouch, something or other, or Dembele at Monaco. How'd you say it?
Kalacic.
Kaladzic.
Yeah.
Am I allowed to read that as it was intended to be read?
you can,
Solo?
but yeah,
Up the
terminology.
fucking Reds. Exactly,
God.
Brush. How about the professionalism of Ajax? Please leave the child alone. Anti doesn't want to play for their new manager. I think that's really worrying. Like, you're a footballer. You're not like a sort of.
You get
I'll
paid
only
to do
play
a
for my
job.
manager. Yeah. And then Kylo is saying, I mean, the new manager looks like an alien.
But the thing with it is as well, though, is in our profession, in our jobs, if we don't do the work, we get sacked. So, you know,
Yeah.
he's a footballer. He's got to be professional. So even if he doesn't want to play for the manager, you still got to put your head down, because apparently he hasn't turned up to training and stuff. But again, I'm going into Anthony thing, and we're not allowed to talk about Anthony. So let's stop the Anthony, because you got to join the 10 p.m. show to talk all things Anthony. So if you want to know everything else about Anthony, go to the 10 o'clock show and you'll see it on the takeaway tonight. So we need to stop talking about Anthony, because we're going in too much about Anthony a bit. Let's go. What's this last comments?
I don't see where he talked about Ajax stopping his dreams. So Shopping Solutions is questioning the veracity of our chat.
Yeah. So, guys, listen. I think something's wrong with my computer tonight, so I'm not having the best night at the moment. But can I just say, can we find out where we can find you, sir?
You can find me on Twitter at Brushy87. Outside of that, you can find me here or over on GrizzCon TV for an FPL show on Friday evenings at 6 p.m.
Brilliant. Thank you so much. Let's go. Matty, I know where you are all the time, so it's all right.
Yeah, you can find me on the main note agenda sometimes, normally in the chat. You can also find me on Twitter at Matthew36380381. You see me waffling all utter nonsense about Man United generally.
Brilliant. And you say that, but Matt, you're on the show after this as well, so join Matt again. He'll be at 10 o'clock as well.
Join me on the takeaway.
Yeah, you find him on the takeaway most Friday nights. And we know where to find you anyway, bath time, 10 p.m, plug it.
So this is your channel. Don't disparage my show like that. I'm on at 10 p.m.s with the Monday on Tuesdays on a wildly successful 2-hour ball fest about tactics. If you like rest defences and blocks, come and join us. Become one of us. And yeah, I don't know what else to say. Thank you.
Oh, brilliant. Thank you. No, but guys, if you have not seen the eye test, I would surely recommend it. It's at 10 p.m. every Tuesday night with bath time on a Monday. Absolutely recommend it, guys. So go check it out if you have not seen it as yet. So, quick one. There's, I believe, Joss, was that? So that's for you.
That's just telling. And he's just telling us that Ronaldo is not a rotation player.
Okay, interesting.
And then there's
Well
Paddy.
done, Matt.
Yep, ruthless aggression, Matt.
He'll be joining you at 10 o'clock as well.
Ha! Nice walk, mate.
I'm not as well. Matt, you're getting it today.
Your voice is amazing, says Omundi, and it's his friend talking about you, Errol. Lol.
Oh, I don't know about that, Jesus. I don't like the sound of my own voice. Woof. And
We've done this one.
What's this?
Is anyone
No,
going to
we're
the
not.
match tomorrow?
I'm definitely not. I'm working.
No.
What's this here?
Just telling us that in India it's a 5 p.m. Manchester United game.
Oh, brilliant! Welcome to the channel. Welcome, new to the channel, and good evening. Go on,
Evening
this
all
is all
here
yours.
and the agenda family with a heart emoji from FC United forever.
And I will be having my KFC tomorrow, by the way. Just let her know. So, guys, from us tonight, we're going to see you at 10 o'clock. There's 30 in the chat, guys. If you're new to the channel, just give us a subscribe. If you're not new to the channel, please just give us a like. And we are on the road to 2.5k subscriber. Make sure you check out the takeaway at 10 o'clock tonight. Apologies. And then also tomorrow, the watch along with TalkMU, and I think it could be Matthew. He's got tomorrow doing it. But then at 7 p.m. tomorrow night, check out myself on Monday. Believe Pat definitely, and it could be Paddy joining us tomorrow also to do a reaction show. But we're all going to be in one room together for the first time. This is a first time for it. A Man United Agenda panel will be sitting in the same room together from Ireland, Birmingham, and in London, all together at the same time. So, guys, from us at the Man United Agenda, I would like to say thanks to Brosh. I hope you do feel a lot better going into the night bath time. And Matt,
Word.
I'll definitely see you in the next sort of like 45 minutes or so. So, guys, from everyone in the chat, just make sure you jump over 31 in the chat at the moment. Give us a like, share, and subscribe. And please also go check out the Friday Night Takeaway as well. But from us for tonight, good night.